Uniswap value equivalent to 259.23 rands a coin. The present cost range, 254.99 276.46. The earlier day close, 262.66. The change was 343, 131%. Reverse rate, ZAR to Uni. Uniswap cost expectation for July 2024. Before all else cost at 354 rands. Excessive cost 440, while low cost 354. We arrived at the midpoint of cost 390. Uniswap cost estimate toward the month's end 411, change for July 16, 1%. Uniswap estimate for August 2024. First and foremost cost at 411 rands. Exorbitant cost 510, while low cost 411. They found the middle value of cost 452. Uniswap cost estimate toward the month's end 477, change for August 16, 1%. Uniswap cost expectation for September 2024. First and foremost cost at 477 rands. Exorbitant cost 477, while low cost 407. We arrived at the midpoint of cost 450. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 438, change for September 8, 2%. Uniswap conjecture for October 2024. At the outset cost at 438 rands. Excessive cost 479, while low cost 417. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 446. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 448, change for October 2-3%. Uniswap cost expectation for November 2024. At the outset cost at 448 rands. Exorbitant cost 487, while low cost 423. They found the middle value of cost 453. Uniswap cost gauge toward the month's end 455, change for November 1-6%. Uniswap gauge for December 2024. To start with cost at 455 rands. Exorbitant cost 565, while low cost 455. They found the middle value of cost 501. Uniswap cost gauge toward the month's end 528, change for December 16%. Uniswap cost expectation for January 2025. Initially cost at 528 rands. Excessive cost 564, while low cost 490. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 527. Uniswap cost figure toward the month's end 527, change for January's 2%. Uniswap figure for February 2025. Initially cost at 527 rands. Excessive cost 561, while low cost 487. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 525. Uniswap cost figure toward the month's end 524, change for February's at 6%. Uniswap cost expectation for Walk 2025. At the outset cost at 524 rands. Excessive cost 524, while low cost 451. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 496. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 485, change for spring 7.4%. Uniswap conjecture for April 2025. At the outset cost at 485 rands. Excessive cost 485, while low cost 408. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 454. Uniswap cost figure toward the month's end 439, change for April 9.5%. Uniswap cost expectation for May 2025. To start with cost at 439 rands. Exorbitant cost 489, while low cost 425. They found the middle value of cost 453. Uniswap cost gauge toward the month's end 457, change for May 4 1%. Uniswap gauge for June 2025. In the first place cost at 457 rands. Exorbitant cost 567, while low cost 457. They found the middle value of cost 503. Uniswap cost gauge toward the month's end 530, change for June 16%. Uniswap cost expectation for July 2025. In the first place cost at 530 rands. Exorbitant cost 530, while low cost 430. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 488. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 462, change for July 12.8%. Uniswap conjecture for August 2025. At the outset cost at 462 rands. Excessive cost 502, while low cost 436. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 467. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 469, change for August 15%. Uniswap cost expectation for September 2025. At the outset cost at 469 rands. Excessive cost 546, while low cost 469. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 499. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 510, change for September 87%. Uniswap conjecture for October 2025. At the outset cost at 510 rands. Excessive cost 610, while low cost 510. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 550. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 570, change for October 11.8%. Uniswap cost expectation for November 2025. To start with cost at 570 rands. Exorbitant cost 620, while low cost 538. They found the middle value of cost 577. Uniswap cost estimate toward the month's end 579, change for November 16%. Uniswap conjecture for December 2025. At the outset cost at 579 rands. Excessive cost 719, while low cost 579. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 637. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 672, change for December 1%. Uniswap cost expectation for January 2026. At the outset cost at 672 rands. Excessive cost 672, while low cost 573. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 633. Uniswap cost figure toward the month's end 616, change for January 83%. Uniswap figure for February 2026. Before all else cost at 616 rands. Excessive cost 670, while low cost 582. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 624. Uniswap cost figure toward the month's end 626, change for February 16%. Uniswap cost expectation for Walk 2026. Before all else cost at 626 rands. Exorbitant cost 681, while low cost 591. They found the middle value of cost 634. Uniswap cost estimate toward the month's end 636, change for spring 16%. Uniswap estimate for April 2026. First and foremost cost at 636 rands. Exorbitant cost 678, while low cost 590. They found the middle value of cost 635. Uniswap cost estimate toward the month's end 634, change for April's 3%. Uniswap cost expectation for May 2026. Initially cost at 634 rands, excessive cost 634, while low cost 541. They arrived at the midpoint of cost 598. Uniswap cost figure toward the month's end 582, change for May 2%. Uniswap figure for June 2026. Initially cost at 582 rands. Excessive cost 632, while low cost 550.